Kanchelskis. Robson starting a game for the first time for 3 months. It's Irwin. Now it's... They've got plenty of players back. Milligan was one of them. Hence took him on and got past him. Plays it wide for Kanchelskis. Cross was a bit behind those lining up in the centre wearing red. Robson. And in it goes from Dennis Irwin. The former Oldham player has scored here in the 10th minute. And Manchester United have struck early in the replay.
And it's all down to the awareness of Irwin and Robson. He plays it, Rick Holding's caught. He's a yard short and get back with Irwin. Robson just rolls it into his path, takes it on his chest, and the rest is history. Look at Rick Holding. Fatally, he allows Dennis Irwin a yard.
He's caused great distress to his former club here. Ince, who has heard good news since the weekend that he won't have a one-match suspension after that booking at Wembley. Kanchelskis. Oh, he's seen a hole he can move into to go for goal! How about that? He was going across the face of the penalty area till he saw some space. He found it, and he found a shot that makes it 2-0.
Well, normally you're saying, go on, son, across you go, across you go. But the one person dressmaking the right back makes a mistake, in my opinion, Martin, as he shows him too much of a gap. He's not tucked in near enough. He's too far out the way. That invited the shot.
Manchester lad, Chris Macon, in his first season in the Oldham side. Beckford. Oldham. Sharp. Oh, Pallister was evading everything at that, including an arm. Real scrum in there. Comes for Holden. He thinks it should be a corner, or maybe they're just going back to the earlier Pallister problem.
I think they're looking at handball on 2 counts. That's a great block from Steve Bruce. So there's an example of a defender dying for the cause. It was that. He threw himself right at it, but it kind of breaks up there. I think they'll claim it for a handball offence. Then Pallister, but it broke to Holden, and he chokes his shot a little bit across goal. And when they needed a little break, it wasn't there for them. This is the first one. It bounces awkwardly, and does it hit his arm? I'm not so sure about that one, in all honesty.
A superb second half showing. It's the first half that's caught the eye here, but Beckford! And Graham Sharp, who put the ball through, turns away in disappointment.
He's unlucky, Darren Beckford, because I think it's about a foot too far. He may have wanted 2 touches here, but you can see he was always stretching. And by taking it first time, he really couldn't get the power in it because he's on the stretch.
Pallister's header only goes to Sharp. He's trying to just thread the ball across for Rick Holden. Brian Robson had read the danger signs. But the back pass ruled to have crossed the goal line. It's a corner.
Well, they'll take a bad back pass there, Martin, because of what he did beforehand. And you can see he's just trying to roll it back, and just a little bit too comfortable, probably, Brian, but it was very important. He was back in his own box there as Sharp tried to release Rick Holden.
Oldham needs something. And Poynton has given it to them. Neil Poynton again. 5 minutes before half-time. 2-1.
And what a big goal this might prove to be. In all honesty, since 2-0, Martin, have done very well. And the man who scored such a precious goal on Sunday is there again at the edge of the 6-yard box, looking for anything that drops down. And this time he only needs a touch.
Poynton. Room here for Oldham. Suddenly they're a team inspired. Graham Sharp. Beckford coming in. Up he goes!
Well, that's a chance. That is a chance. I tell you what, if the roles had been reversed and it had been Sharp heading that cross from Beckford, well, maybe 2-2 at the moment. Because this is a peach of a cross, it really is. He misses everybody out. He puts it right on Beckford's head. He's what, 9 yards out? and I have to say it's a pretty poor header from a cross of that quality.
Kanchelskis, too quick for Poynton. Ince is up with him. Kanchelskis still looking for space, looking for support. He's got it in Ryan Giggs. It hits Milligan. United fans claim a handball. Giggs does as well. It didn't happen for Manchester United and Kanchelskis in particular.
Well, that might just be the moment that decided the game, because had they gone 3-1 up, then I feel the game would have been over, Martin. But Andrew Kanchelskis, I give Robson credit, he held him up, but what Kanchelskis didn't do was deliver the pass where Giggs wanted, on his left. You see how Ryan was reluctant to take it with his right foot, but took 2 touches. That allowed Macon to get over and get a tackle in, and that was crucial.
Owen gets it back quickly. Hughes. Kanchelskis. Parker giving him an avenue on the right-hand side. Kanchelskis is onside. And Poynton is disappointed about that. But Kanchelskis roars past him. Can he cut it back here? He does for Mark Hughes. But Craig Fleming was where Oldham needed him to be.
Not enough. This is great awareness from Kanchelskis. Look at all the blue shirts. He knows he can't find a way through. He tucks it back to the edge of the box. And what an important block from Fleming.
Brilliant defending. Manchester United come again. Signs that they're recapturing the rhythm of the first half. Making misjudges. Giggs makes a better angle for himself, and Hallworth hangs on.
Well, when you see him hit them like that on his right foot, it just makes you wonder why he didn't do that in the first half when that chance presented itself on his right side. Macon wants him to go left. Tommy's inside, and he really hits this very well indeed.
Robson tries again. Parker. Corner conceded by Fleming.
I think that's part of the reason Ryan Giggs has been in the game so little, Mark, is that right side has been so fruitful for them going forward. Rick Holden offers them some defensive possibilities on this near side, and perhaps that's why Ryan Giggs isn't seeing as much of the ball as Paul Parker and Andrew Kanchelskis.
Giggs with an involvement in taking the corners from the right with his left foot. Oh, Hallworth missed it. Robson. The net was vacant, and it's 3-1. Hallworth absolutely devastated by it. Robson thrilled, and so are those on the Manchester United bench.
Well, it's Robson of all. Look at the goalkeeper. Into no man's land, gets nowhere near it. And there's an example. You don't have to get a nice crisp volley. You don't have to get a nice crisp header. Just get anything you want on it. You can't get by Mark Hughes. He stands his ground. He's entitled to do that. Watch it closely. Hughes, the goalkeeper comes out. Hughes stands his ground, but he gets nowhere near it.
Milligan. It's now Kanchelskis. It's setting off. Kanchelskis uses him. The back heel finds its mark as well. Kanchelskis. It runs on for Ryan Giggs. Not a great angle. Hallworth might have stopped it, but we'll never know because Richard Jobson did.
Well, when they're confident and they're flowing, Martin, they really are a sight to behold, aren't they? Manchester United, wonderful team play. Look at this for cheek from Paul Ince. Back heel straight into Kanchelskis' path. I think they're forcing him across again. Out to Giggs. And I tell you what, this might have just nestled in the bottom corner.
Well, it was Pallister who made the first contact, and Hughes was trying to make the second.
They have laid a body in the box.
Quick free kick. Giggs, found by Kanchelskis. Ryan Giggs going his own way, gets a second chance. 4-1.
Well, you feel for the defender, don't you? If things aren't bad enough, breaks aren't going your way. He thinks he's done his job. He blocks the first shot, and what happens? Robson comes across, he thinks, I'll hold him up, I've done the job. But no, Giggs was alive and alert. And it really is all over for Oldham now.
Manchester United can make their plans for May the 14th. Drilled in by Giggs. Well, Manchester United have made the most of the second chance. Ritchie. still, well, few would have begrudged Oldham another notch on the scoreline.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would. They've kept at it, although they must be bitterly disappointed, Martin, from, what, 20 minutes ago. They've kept going, they've kept plugging away. But when it mattered most, they've just been found wanting.
It's a Manchester United-Chelsea FA Cup final. All credit to Alex Ferguson for his team selection. He plumped for Brian Robson, who scored a critical third goal in this 4-1 win. United started so well. Andre Kanchelskis also back in the side tonight after suspension with a terrific goal and an all-round terrific performance. Dennis Irwin got the first, Ryan Giggs the fourth, firing home to rub salt in Oldham's deepening wounds. John Hallworth will feel the pain of the way that third goal for United tonight went in. But really, United perhaps shouldn't have been given the second chance. That's what Oldham will think. The closest of shaves for them on Sunday. Oldham, ever haunted now by that Mark Hughes equaliser at Wembley, unable to make club history. A great deal of sympathy around the country, I'm sure, for Joe Royle and his players, who now have to turn their minds back to preserving a place in the Premiership. Alex Ferguson extending his 100% record in all his semi-finals as manager of Manchester United. And they've looked the business tonight.
Performance-wise, Andre Kanchelskis, he came back fresh. He gave him a real nightmare of a night, and it was a real typical United performance. I felt the determination was back, the attacking flair was back, the really good stuff. We won 4-1. Really nice goal for the first one, a 1-2 from Dennis Irwin with Brian Robson. Second, a great goal from Randy. He's beat 3 men across the pitch. He's checked in. He's ready for the shot in the corner of the net. And they get one back right in half-time. And then for the first 10 minutes of the second half, they're camped in their half for a bit. You know, they've had a go at us. And we started edging back into it. Got the third goal from Brian Robson and the fourth from Ryan Giggs. And it's in the final. That's in the final.